Okay, I did finally get it playing again. Yesterday I was having problems with it freezing up and stuff. Maybe it just needed to warm up. I'm not sure. It's fine today. No issues. I did get a speaker hooked up into it. If you can hear the fantastic sound we have. So may have a problem with the AR2. I'm not sure about that yet, but I am glad the game is back working. I'm able to play it now, just not hear it, which that's fine. Usually can't hear it in the arcade anyway. But I'm gonna fiddle with the speaker a little bit more, maybe check out the AR2, and then we'll get some gameplay footage for, I just wanna get some before I take it all apart again and start working on the cabinet. But then we will hop to the scary cabinet. Stick around. Looks so good. There's the marquee.
I'm Walter Day, the father of esports, and you're watching Matty Mo's Arcade.
And you know, I just play whack-a-mole.
I'm getting ready to attack. Fanny pack attached. Tokens are all stacked. Got the mallet in my grasp. Waiting for the moles, hiding in their holes. Score, we're keeping tally. I'll be playing till they close now. Can't nobody beat my high score. You can't beat my high score. Can't nobody beat my high score. You can't beat my high score. I'm a mallet master, a single-fisted blaster. You can ask my baby, it starts slow then gets faster. I'm a record setter.
I almost beat the second stage. It's the farthest I've ever gotten in this game. I've never really given it any time and sat and played it more than probably half a game, maybe a life or two. But I do want to talk about the sound. I have tried on the sound and hooked up a speaker and tried this and that. It's not anything that's just a normal deal. So what I'm gonna do, actually, I can hook this up and show you. We get something, it's like some pops and clicks and stuff, and it does pop when something happens on screen. You hear that? So we were getting something, and what I want to do is change the audio amp that's on the board, and so it's just a little chip. I have it in stock, so let's pull the board, try that, see if we get anything better. If not, it ain't gonna hurt, it won't take that long. So give me just a second and we'll flip that out. So here's the section that I was focusing on here. Actually, in this guy too, is this one. It says sound on it right there. So I took this chip out and the socket, and I noticed that, I want to do the same thing, cause damage here. Let's see if I can get the light over here. If you look underneath the, let's see, right there, up against the board, you can see where they pried up in the wrong spot trying to get the chip up, and they actually pried up on the housing, and they actually scratched and damaged the traces underneath this thing. Let's see if you can see it on this one. They did it on this one too, I think. Not as bad, but you can kind of see. And then this is the other one I looked at, and they didn't do any damage on that one, but those two they did. These caps were all just a little off, not much, not enough to cause they have no sound. This guy right here is supposed to be a 5K pot, and it was a 1K pot. And I really couldn't get any good readings off of it either. So I'm hoping that maybe that had something to do with it. Other than that, in that section, I'm not really seeing a problem. It could be this audio amp chip. It's IC61. And I thought I have it. I do not have it in this package. I have it in like this package. So let's throw it in though and see if we get anything different. And I also worked on the video board again, trying to get that last little spot of image on there. But let's throw it in and see how it looks. Have a new problem now. All of a sudden I'm not getting 5 volts. Everything else is coming through. Everything on this side is good and is working. And this stuff over here, no, the -5 works, but +5 is a no-go. So I was trying all these other different things, and then I get here, I do have an AR2 rebuild kit, but Look at that guy. Not making any connections there. Having problems on this transistor here. There's some randos all around through here that are nasty. That there in the center. And I think there's another transistor up here. Yes, there. That is yummy. It looks like alkaline damage. But let me get this cleaned up. I don't really even think this needs any parts. I think it just needs to be cleaned up and then resoldered back together. It was working fine yesterday. But let me try see if I can clean it up and get us back in business. I almost have sound, I think. Okay, I got the AR2 pretty much solved, I think. I think it's good to go, at least for right now. I might need to go through and check it, for weak components and rebuild it anyway. But I know that it was working. I think the solder was the issue with it. So I turned the game on though, and exactly the same thing. No game, no sound. Of course, no sound. This side over here, let's see, it gets like 36 volts AC, I think. And then it hits 4 diodes, which are basically a rectifier. And then that gives you your 12 volts and your -5, I think. And then on this side over here, we get 10 volts or 10.3 volts DC. And then this little guy right here is a voltage regulator and regulates it down to 5 volts, if I'm reading everything right. Everything over here on this side is still working just fine. And this side over here isn't working, no 5 volts. So I checked the voltages here, which the purple ones are violet or ground, or as it says, switching ground or sensing ground or something like that. I can't remember. The orange ones are the 10.3 volts, and they were coming through at like 6. So my guess is that's just not high enough for whatever it's regulated down to 5. Even though it's above 5, it probably regulates it down to 2.5 or 3, which isn't enough to kick the game on. Now, I haven't mentioned anything that goes up to here for sound or an amplifier or anything on this AR2, and it doesn't use one. It only uses, as far as I can tell, the 12 volts, the +5, and the -5. I read somewhere that 10 volts goes to the sound amplifier right here on the PCB. This is the sound section, so I guess this is why it doesn't need it. So I'm not sure if that is true or not, or I don't see why we couldn't just run the 12 volts over there, because it's probably going to be around that anyway. But the problem is we're not getting our 10.3 here, so the problem has to be in here somewhere, which I took this thing out and make sure there wasn't any mouse house underneath. That wasn't any kind of problem. Our good voltages that run through here do not run through the filter cap or the bridge rectifier, which is underneath on the bottom side. You can't see it. No, wait, might be over here because there's this thing. Yeah, maybe, possibly. I don't remember, but it's underneath there somewhere. Obviously, you're gonna have to change the big blue. It hasn't been changed, and might as well change them both because I'm having this problem. Why order one and not order the other one? So put both of those on order. That's gonna kind of put a damper on the workings of this game, but we can still work on the cabinet, I guess. But that's kind of what's going on with this electronically. And so it pooped the bed and we can't play it at the moment. But let's back up for a second and take a look at the cabinet overall and like maybe try to see where we're gonna get started. Ugh, that sucked. That was a bad thumbs down too. Hey, here we go. I'm gonna get my gameplay footage. Screw you, Atari. No, it's not Atari's fault. Alright. Not the greatest picture. Still got a little bit of the lines missing here. They almost seem to be thicker. No sound, but we can at least play. And I've got a little bit of practice. Make sure you guys can see it. It is an 8-way joystick on this thing. I was complaining about it. Ugh. Oh, killed both of us. I was complaining about it going up the ladder, and it actually is an 8-way joystick, and you need it on the second level. There's no way of getting around it. You have to run and jump. Sorry, my mouth is getting dry. So you can run and jump like that. It's an odd thing to get used to with the joystick, but it's actually kind of handy. Hit the bell and then the fruit come back. Alright, just like Donkey Kong. It's so much like Donkey Kong, it's ridiculous. Alright. Wish we had some music to listen to while I play. I didn't know if that was going to get me or not. So you have to have that walk and jump, like for that right there for sure. Oh, I almost messed up. Here comes a guy trying to steal my... Alright. I've only beat this level one time. Oh yeah, I beat this one time. Not this level, that one. I don't think I've ever beat this. You have to punch these monkeys out of the way. Look at all the apples. Ah, whoa, I didn't expect that. Oh, and there's that big monkey guy too. Oh, they get them all back? Come on. Give me some slack here. Button masher. Oh, so close. Game over. Alright, try it one more time. And then I'll show you how I got it to come alive. All right, try 2. At least it's on free play. Dun, 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 dun. It's something like that. They all have the same music, right? This is non-violent, right? And beating monkeys. At least it's a kangaroo. I'm gonna reskin it for Harambe. I'm so good, look at that. I just fly right through there like it's nothing. That's how games get addicting. I just quit looking at the monkeys on that first stage and just ignore them. I punch that first one and then just walk right through the rest of it. Pretty much how I'm doing this one right now too. Oh yeah, she got style points for that. No, just need to get this third level. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm glad I waited to do some gameplay footage because I was terrible at first. I couldn't even beat that first level. You can punch the course too. Oh, I missed it though. I could beat it if it would just keep the monkeys that I'd already knocked out of the pile out of the pile. Oh, I fell off of that thing? What happened? That's ridiculous. that's enough of that. My score wasn't better, I'm sure. All right, hang on 1 second and I'll show you how I got it to come on. All right, so I have my bench power supply in here, and I have it ran to the input of where this power brick would put out the 10.3. It's at 10.2. I checked the 5 volt after it's come here and gone through the AR2 and checked it at the board, and we're getting like 5.8 or 4.86. So it's good enough to run the game. If it needed more than that to run the audio, it wasn't gonna happen, I guess. But yeah, I made sure everything was cool. I'm not gonna run it like this for any longer than that. But we got our gameplay footage, and that'll do it. All right, I'm gonna start gutting this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. I've already had this out, and I didn't even bolt it back in. That's out. This has all been out. Everything's been out of it except for the tube, so it's not gonna be much to rip this stuff apart. So hopefully I have this thing laying on its back whenever you see it next. Thanks for watching. So these two right here are gonna be ground and 5 volt. So what do we get here? Did I not turn the game on? I didn't turn the game on. I guess that would help. Hang on.
Here it is, a nice little trade. The person I traded got what they wanted, I got what I wanted, and a pretty good deal on it too. Super hang on.
Get what I want.
That comes later.
Yeah.
Okay. It's on fire.
What happened? Whoa.
Lots of smoke.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching.
When you take care of people, people take care of you in this community.
That's the truth.
So everyone, please remember that. Even if we're competitors, we're not enemies.